I'll give it a minute because obviously this is the first time I've gone live in quite a long time now. I'm not at my best at the moment, not dressed to my best. Let me see if I can balance it. I don't know where you can see me because I'm sitting right in the sun and it's really, really hot. But it's a pleasure to be sat in the garden. And for some reason on my other account, my backup account, for anybody who hasn't got me on there, if you go on to Tony Matry at Bugle, that's my backup account because I'm constantly getting Facebook bans. Most of my Facebook bans are for exposing people who are making threats to me, direct threats. But there is a couple of things I do need to make very clear. Now, it's only been brought to my attention this last couple of days, but from what I can gather, there are certain people that are making videos and they're raising my name, bringing my name up, and claiming that in some way, shape or form I support their movement. I don't know who these people are. I've never met them, I've never spoke to them, I've never had a conversation with them, so I'm not quite sure where they get off claiming that I am anything to do with them. I'm not. I have friends who are involved with it, but I'm not one of them. It has nothing at all to do with me. Moving from that on to watching the elections take place for the EU elections and seeing the Brexit sweep the board the way that they did, was fair play to Mr Farage. Whether people like him or hate him is irrelevant. He's now gonna create a situation where if we get a general election, you won't just have two parties to vote for, because the Brexit party is going to run in a general election. That's going to challenge this two-party system that we've been left with. On top of that, I've seen a couple of videos of the hard left have put out with regards to President Trump coming over to the UK, and they're all going to go out and they're all going to protest against Mr Trump and his misogyny and his homophobia and all this non-existent bullshit that they claim exists, and that Donald Trump is all of these things. Now, when Donald Trump made the comment of, when you're this rich, women will literally let you grab them by the pussy, yes, it was locker talk. It's also an element of truth in that. There are women who are out there for what they can get. They want as much as they can get. They don't really care how they get it, and they would let you grab them by the pussy in order to further their own agenda and get what they want. They would do that. So it's not a lie to say that there are women out there that would allow you to do that. It's 100% fact truth. There are women who would let you do it. Now, to be honest with you, whilst his comment might have been distasteful, he hasn't physically grabbed anybody. And this whole Me Too movement bullshit that they all sort of sit there and hashtag Me Too, hashtag a famous person touched my knee at sexual assault. No, it's not. No, it's not. Try being one of those girls pinned down on a dirty mattress in some filthy little takeaway while men take it in turns brutally raping you and nailing your tongue to a table whilst raping you, or ringing their wives up so their wives can abuse you whilst they rape you, or beating you and telling you that if you don't do as you're told, they're going to rape your mother. These people are rapists and scumbags. Trump made a comment, and it may have been a bit distasteful, but he didn't rape anybody. Bill Clinton had a blowjob underneath the White House table. That's just some of the things that Bill Clinton did. That's not to name all the others. And I'm sitting there thinking, everything he said he was going to do, he's done. Now that our left in this country plan to hold a protest against the state visit by Trump. As I've said to many of them on Twitter this week, I don't know who you think you are, but he was invited here by our Queen. The Queen of this country invited Donald Trump to this country. So unless these people now think they have a superior moral compass, that is far more superior than that of the Queen of England, Her Royal Highness. Well, talk about a sense of importance, talk about a sense of superiority. You don't get to make that decision on the left. He was invited by the Queen. Whether you like him or not is irrelevant. He is the American president, chosen by the people to be the American president. And whether you like him or not doesn't mean to say you get to ban him from coming over by invitation of the Queen. And if the left don't understand this, I'm sorry, but you really need to pull your heads out your arses. You really do. So, watching all of that unfold, I just sort of sat there and thought, oh my God, are these people for real? That brings me on to something completely different. So, I'd seen the documentary on BBC about Britain's First. Now, I'm not saying all the people who follow Britain's First are bad people, because they're not. There's a lot of decent people who happen to follow organisations that aren't necessarily decent organisations. But, whether people like it or not, that recording that they played is Jada Franson and Paul Golding. That is him admitting being violent to her, and she then, later in the interview, confirmed that yes, for nearly 4.5 years, he had beaten and abused her. Now, I do know that she's one of 2 other women that he violently abused. But what I see is people come on and go, yeah, it's the BBC, can't trust the BBC. Well, fine, don't trust the BBC. But Jada Franson herself has confirmed that this is true. So, I get that people don't trust the BBC, I don't trust the BBC, but when it's coming directly from Jada herself, when it comes directly from Paul Golding's mouth himself, then unfortunately, like it or not, it happened. And if people have got an ounce of decency, they're not going to follow a man who thinks a beating of a woman is acceptable. And they're not going to follow a woman who put up with that beating for the sake of her political career and the money that it brought with it. Because there was a hell of a lot of money came in via donations from the general public. And they lived a very good life on the back of it. So surely that should be the bigger issue. I don't really get why people don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. I've also had, like I said, a little bit of wind getting up here. I have to hold on to my brolly in case it flies off. And I'm not Mary Poppins, so I won't be going with it. And it might just do a flip thing. Let's just drop it down a bit, actually. Bear with me. I just don't fancy taking off with my umbrella in tow. That's the problem. So I'll just put that there for a minute. So the fact is, so back to what I was saying, people apparently have been making videos. Now, one guy is a guy called Andy Devine. I don't know Andy Devine. Right? I don't know him. I've never met him. I have never had a conversation with him. I have no connection to him. He has nothing to do with me. But by all accounts, he's mentioned me in his videos. I don't know why, right? Because I don't know the guy. So I don't really get why people think it's okay to keep using my name. My name is the only thing you should connect my name to is Mothers Against Radical Islam and Sharia law. Because that's what I stand against. I stand against the abuse of Muslim women under the guise of Sharia law in this country. I stand against young, predominantly white girls and Sikh girls being targeted by Muslim men and raped and abused. I will defend the weak and the vulnerable because it's the right thing to do. But anybody else mentioning my name with any other group, it has nothing to do with me. And people trying to drag me into it, I don't appreciate that. Don't make somebody else's issues my issues. They're not my issues. And lastly, like I said, when I get banned, and it's regular, it's become a bit of a habit of mine to get bans and become very good at it. I should be the ban queen. I think I'm on my 100th ban now. But I'm getting banned for the most ridiculous things. But there is an account called Tony Matrix Bugle, and if you look, it says Tony Bugle's backup account. You can add me on there, and you will find me on there. When I get banned, I'm on there. There are occasions where I get banned on both accounts. That has been known to happen too. But for some reason, I can't go live on it. It won't let me. It will let me go live on here, but it won't let me go live on my backup account, which I find most peculiar. However, I've just hit 1,000 people subscribing to my YouTube channel. So I am going to start using YouTube and going live on YouTube. So if you can't find me live on here, you will find me live on YouTube. So it was only a quick hello just to make sure it's all working and to say hi to everybody, and also to everybody who has seen the pictures of my grandson, my little Teddy David, whose eye is getting much better now. Because he had a really quite bad eye infection, bless his little socks. But he's an absolute darling. He really is a little sweetheart. And I was very, very fortunate. And this is the other thing, I want people to take this into account when people bombard me sometimes. And they'll bombard me with inbox messages, they'll bombard me with phone calls. I get bombarded to the point of it. And when they're dragging me into all the petty shit, what I want people to understand is that I do have a family as well. Now, when my daughter gave birth, it was quite an horrendous birth. And at one point, my daughter was hemorrhaging and my grandchild wasn't breathing. And I was stood there watching my daughter hemorrhage whilst my grandchild, they had to get him breathing. It was an absolutely terrifying moment for me. And that's what I was focusing on. I wasn't focusing on anything else. That was the only thing that mattered to me, was my daughter and my grandchild. So I want people who contact me to understand, look, I will always give you my time as much as I can. I'll give you all of me and some more. But when my daughter is in hospital giving birth and hemorrhaging, and I nearly lose my daughter and my grandchild, then I'm afraid that my daughter comes first, my grandchild comes first. And there was few people that just did not respect that. And that's when all these attacks against me started going on. The same as people who hold their events and have their events and then go to the pub afterwards, and for some reason my name gets raised up and I get called a CUNT for no reason. I don't know you. I don't know you and you don't know me, but you want to sit there and talk about me. Look, you've had your event, talk about your event and the success of it. Don't bring my name up. It's nothing to do with me. Okay? I want nothing to do with that. Honestly, I would never. I held the event with Maria's and all those beautiful ladies that came along. 200 women came along that day, and there was about 50, 60 men. When we finished that day, and we all went and had a quick drink, I didn't discuss anybody else, nothing, other than that day. That's all I talked about. People who hold their events should have the courtesy and the good grace to do the same thing. Don't bring my name up. I'm not talking about you to anybody. Don't talk about me to anybody. I have no issue with you. You should have no issue with me. Those who do have an issue with me have an issue with me because I've called them out on bullshit before. But other than that, I don't talk about them. They need to back off, leave me alone, get on and do with what you're doing, leave me to do what I know is the right thing to do, the way I do things, and we won't have a problem. Attack me and continue to attack me unduly, I will stand my ground. I will stand my ground. Because I might be a 50-year-old disabled woman, but trust me now, do not take my disabilities as a weakness. And do not sit there and think that just because I can't attend every single march because I physically can't do it, that it doesn't mean I either support your cause or I don't support your cause. There are some I support, there are some I do not. It is that simple. So that's all I want to say really, other than, look, I think we're in for a few glorious days, and as it's England, we may not get that many. Enjoy them while they're here. I can't sit out them too long because I'm allergic to the ultraviolet rays, which is why I have the umbrella. But as soon as the wind gets up, it tends to topple it over, so I've got to get weights to stop that from happening. But enjoy the sunshine, enjoy your family, enjoy your gardens. If you're working, I'm really sorry. It's a shame when you've got all this lovely weather. Um, Thank you very much, Odette Hamilton. You're a very nice lady too. But I do wish people would put an I on the end of my name and not a Y. Tony with a Y is for a man. And I've checked. I'm definitely all woman. I've got nothing going on downstairs that shouldn't be going on. But lots of people do spell it Tony and I don't know why. But listen, everybody, have a fantastic few days. Enjoy this sunshine while we've got it, because we don't know how long we'll have it for. I'm going to enjoy my Teddy. My daughter will be here soon with Teddy. I'm going to spend some quality time. He is the most beautiful child, and we're all biased. Our own children now. We always think our children are beautiful. But like I say, I almost lost my daughter and my grandson in one foul swoop. And believe you me, I will make the most of every moment I get with that child and my daughter. She's doing really well. His eye is coming on really well. It's really starting to heal up now. He's found his lungs, what they're for, and how to use them. But he's an absolute delight. He sleeps well. He's a very happy, contented little baby. And I couldn't wish for a cuter, more adorable little boy. Although he does have a doppelganger in David Jason. He looks just like David Jason as an old man sometimes when his face is all wrinkled up. It's so cute. And he makes the most bizarre noise with his dummy. I've never heard a child do that before. It's fascinating, funny and adorable. So everybody, before the wind takes me off and I start looking like Mary Poppins, take care, be good, stay safe, enjoy the weather, have a great time. Bye for now.